Here we go.
The
Look,
Sickler Cape Talk had a bit of a
Sickler
conflab out the front here and a bit of an overcast day, but summer's coming, so we're looking forward to it. And we're going to be on the road,
oh, look at that, isn't it? Look,
and we're
doesn't it
going
look
to. Yeah, it
disgusting?
does look very pretty, doesn't it?
It does
and
look
we're
quite.
going to sort of blow up some bids for our Sickler Cape Talk channel and all that, like we've been doing in the past. We've been a bit slack because of the cold weather, but we're going to get back into it now. Kiv's been saying that his hair's a bit out of style.
It's not really
Well,
out of
he's
style. I
going
mean,
to
it's
go-
just a little bit. Look, it's a little bit untamed and wild. And while I do encapsulate those qualities in my thought process and life, basically, and people just look at me and they think, "Huh?" Look, I don't give two hoots what people think of me. People will say, "Hey, dude," well, they don't say, "Hey, dude." I'll say it a bit more harsher than. They say, "Why don't you act your age?" And I say, "Well, my age is immortal, so I'm not quite sure what you mean by that. I'm not quite like a Lestat, but mind you, that might happen. There's all this nonsense that you should act your age and you should slow down and you should realise, that grey hair and you should sit outside doing basket weaving and all these exciting activities, which, what do? I go weightlifting and
Well, you do.
and
you go
Mo
walk.
here does his weightlifting as well. So we do our weightlifting, and I aim to lift 2.5 times my body weight with the deadlift, which is my favourite lift, because it's so bloody hard to get right, so easy to damage yourself if you're not paying attention.
Well, the thing is too, Kev, sort of as everyone progresses, I think, irrespective of their age, you have to look after yourself as a young'un.
Yep.
It'll help you in your latter years, and you keep looking after yourself in your latter years as well. Now, if someone says to Kev, "Oh, why don't you act your age?" Well, it's got nothing to do with them.
Well,
Well, let's put the question back on. Are they acting their age? By asking me if you're acting your age. That's what I'm saying.
I heard this by someone who's a 20-something who said, "Why don't you act your age?" And I thought, "Would you like me to cook you a steak?" And she's like, "What?" I said, "Would you like me to cook you a steak?" That's my signature dish, by the way.
I understand. Yes, so I believe. It's like old Jim Morrison. You need meat. On the flip side, love and madly the single. Now, my point is this. I think Kev is going to go to what I call a barber shearing shed.
Oh no, I'm not. I'm just
He's
look.
going to
No,
get-
no.
and folks, you heard it here first. He denied it. That's okay. But he mentioned off the footage here about putting some
Braids, beads. Yes, I
100%.
yeah. Look,
Lock it in.
I don't see anything wrong with beads per se.
Nothing wrong with that at all. You are what you are.
And it's not really a case of being like
A bit
old.
of a joke there, Bean hasn't been.
Yeah, all right, yeah. It's not really a case of being alternative, because I express who I am at the particular given time, whatever that is. And I mean, it just simply is that. And quite bluntly, I often think I exist outside the time and the trends of the moment anyway. And I don't really understand all these trends and things that I see around me. I just think, well, all right, that seems to be a particularly boring sort of way to define yourself in a way. Look, we're in our 60s and people say, well, you shouldn't have long hair. That's something else that irritates me too.
But Kev, anyone who's always been on the outer never really finds acceptance because they're simply different to the rest.
Yes, it's called
they're
being an
looking-
outlier.
And
I
the
like being an
frown comes
outlier.
over the people who don't like them because they're different. Well, if the whole world was the same, it'd be a pretty boring type of place, wouldn't it? Let's be honest about it, people.
Well, would it be boring or would it just be simply conformist?
It would be boring because everybody is a clone of the one before and the one after.
I suppose so, but hey, we should look toward being proper outliers, which that's a really good thing because philosophically speaking, as most conventional people would just say, well, we go to work and we do this and we get home and then we have a sausage roll and then we put on Netflix and then it's 3 times a week and that's all very interesting, they say to themselves. And then there's footy on the Friday with the beer in the hand and whatnot. I could not think of anything worse living like that. I mean, yeah, gods, man, take the missus or whoever, significant other, take her mountain climbing, you know, take her abseiling, take her sprunking in a cave, you know, do any number of these things, you know, do a ritual outside skyclad against the moonlight, you know, all of these exciting things that people should actually be experimenting and expressing themselves through. But for the most part, I think so many conventional people, I can't imagine why you'd want to live that way. It seems so
That's all they
stifling.
know.
Stifling.
That's all they know. Could be second, third, fourth generation of all that they know.
Yeah, well, I
So,
suppose, you know.
if they looked outside the window, I didn't know this law was over there.
Anyway,
All right, folks. Well, we just had a bit of a bitch session here, but hang in there, and we look forward to a more serious matter when the spring comes down in the southern hemisphere, and we will be posting videos more likely than not. So,
yes,
look after yourselves
indeed.
in the meantime, and thanks for your care, people, and look after yourselves, and we'll see you sooner rather than later. Mo, check it
Absolutely.
out and keep checking out.